away from that board now, wrapping back in. So they're leaving the Lich bottom, and I want to ask you, do you like the Lich staying here? Do you think he could be more effective or useful elsewhere?
Well, not if he's giving up kills like that, right? I think the idea here is what exactly LGD or IG did yesterday. Remember they ran the Sand King Lich in the off lane? They want to control this lane and just solely win, but instead they're just giving kills after kills after kills. Crystal Maiden.
No more mana here on VP, so they won't be able to get the follow-up, but it's now 2 deaths in the lane. It's a 3rd kill on this bottom half of the map, and you really have to wonder, are they going to make an adjustment? Yao TP's in again. He's going to deny that range creep, so content to at least try and slow the Sven down, but
I think LGD is just getting a little bit too ahead of themselves. Lich as a laner gets really, really strong at level 2 and 3. Not as strong at level 1. It felt like they gave away a little bit too much when they don't have any ability to fight. You take Sacrificer 1, you're a glorified range creep, just stay back. And unfortunately, they got punished pretty hard.
That does mean 11 is on his own, though, and they're moving in again, looking to punish the Lich.
Yeah, and this is where Lich gets stronger in the lane, right? You put the Frost armor on 011, and he's got 7 armor, with the, of course, the attack slow applied to them when you do attack him. So he should be absolutely fine. And still, this lane is not winning for LGD, but eventually it will win.
So how about the other lanes? In the mid lane, no one. Duke it out with Maybe here. For a while, Maybe widely considered to be by far the best mid in China. Nowadays, I think some would say SCCC can challenge him for that crown, but certainly one of the premier mids, and doing well early on against no one. A slight edge in CS. He's getting a little help from Victoria. They are moving in while simultaneously in the bottom lane, the Frost Armor saving the day. Can they get this no one killed? Alina's low, about to fall. Crucial that LGD gets this. Not dead yet, and no one makes it out.
Wow. I think maybe used his Ghost Shroud a little bit too early. I think he could have gotten an extra attack or two, not taking into account of the Ghost, the Fairy Fire that the Lina activated. So slight mistake there by Maybe, but still, having the lane advantage, great gang from the Kunkka, giving their mid a little bit of advantage there.
The last lane that we haven't really looked at is Pasha on this off-lane Omni Knight, who for now is getting his experience. Already level 4. They haven't been able to force him out of the lane, although they are going to try with the turret now. He's relatively low, has the level 2 heal, still the pursuit. They're going to be looking for some timely bashes. So he gets pulled back by an X, but the creep wave comes in, and Pasha will be absolutely fine. So the early laning stage definitely belongs to VP, and now Wolf Howl's nighttime kicks in, and Lil starts to get aggressive. All those kills, Lumi, they're coming in daytime, but now VP can ramp up the aggression.
One of the downside of this defensive tri-lane for Virtus.pro is that they're not getting that much level. You have 3 kills on the lane, and your Night Stalker is still level 2. And that's just kind of a byproduct of Crystal Maiden nowadays. She used to be a very efficient jungler. And Lich, yeah. Of course, more so than the Lich, the CM, but now it looks like the Night Stalker will be roaming to the mid lane to perhaps set up a kill. And Maybe is relatively low.
Yeah, it does go Shroud up. Has a few stick charges available as well. So VP aren't going to be able to commit for that kill. You in fact see 4 LGD heroes in the vicinity, just ready for a potential dive while also trying to farm the woods. And one thing about this Night Stalker pick is the presence of the Beastmaster. I think very important to talk about. It might not be the easiest Night Stalker game. There's always vision if the Beastmaster position's right. So VP can't just count and bank on being able to dive towers with impunity. There could well be a punish and anticipation from the LGD side.
I do want to point out this ward that Virtus.pro layout in the very beginning of the game, overseeing the Ancients. That's something that Lich offlanes would like to do, especially with the Beastmaster in the game. And of course, when you have a Sven, if you do know that there is going to be a stack, you can't easily steal it after a good fight. So I think that's definitely something that Virtus.pro will be looking towards to do.
11 feeding his Hawk into the waiting arms of Solo, who is now just dual laning as the Night Stalker continues his journey around the world, heading towards the top lane. Didn't really see an opening there. In fact, the Lich also making the rotation. I think he was hiding in fog, just waiting for that potential Night Stalker dive, and they're going to go again on the bottom lane. 11 could be in trouble here with the Frostbite coming out. He doesn't have the plus armor, the attack speed slow not there, and down he will go. Brutal start indeed. VP up 4 kills. Great start for them. They're not really that far ahead, all things considered, Lumi. LGD still farming well and otherwise keeping the game relatively close. But I guess the question is, how do LGD get back in this game? What is their strategy moving forward?
LGD needs a lot of levels on their heroes before they do a lot. I mean, Maybe is level 6, so he could start rotating around and set up some kills, but not before he gets ganked here. 3-man rotation.
Not where he wants to be. Laguna comes out, stick up pop, but it was after the Ghost Shroud. He could be in danger. Then the torrent comes through. The ult from the Necro, they get the kill. CM down. at least a small trade, but the Lil looking for more. Wants some revenge. It's a double for no one. It could be a triple. God. Lil wanting to chase, but no one. Doesn't want to commit with those quick respawns coming through. Much bigger victory here. VP grabbing cores, only giving up supports, continuing to extend their lead. 6-1 now.
Remember when the question was proposed at the panel, what is a bad Lich game? You're watching it right now. Lich is supposed to give you the lane advantage. You're not supposed to fall 6-1 behind. You're not supposed to be losing out on so much gold. He was picked for this off lane, they didn't win off the lane. And now he's kind of rotating around, and that's not the reason why you pick Lich. Moving forward in the mid game, he's really going to be lost in terms of what he can do. Smoke gang going up top.
Yeah, you pick the Lich, you'd love to have passive lanes, but Ame getting trapped out. The troll eats the heal bomb, mauled down. Virtus.pro continue to gain steam here, revving up the plow. They are in full control now, but soon this nighttime will end. And we'll see if LGD can start to get some momentum back their way. Ramsey's left alone bottom. There is soon going to be a Primal Roar available. LGD might be able to make a move. They're actually baiting this one. 11 doesn't have his level 6 yet, though. He's just going to give up a free kill. No, maybe not. Victoria, big save from him. The Torrent comes through, and now the slow. Just looking to retreat, though, as Lil's on the chase. Doesn't have the mana. He gets baited in. Now from the side comes maybe with the flank. The ult's cooling down 1 second. He won't get the bonus death time on the Night Stalker, but they do salvage the fight. And now Beastmaster level 6. LGD even bringing the troll in for that engagement. They might be looking to push off.
They're going to steal this big stack. Ame, I believe that was a 3 to 4 big stack here, and they just cleaned it up. That was supposed to be a Sven, so that engagement, not only did Ramses not get the kill that he intended to go for, it also lost pretty big economically to LGD. I think that was a pretty good comeback here.
And look at the transition from LGD. They get the kill, and they're just going to group up the Beastmaster and the Troll together and force the fight. Oh, they're diving onto Solo, but reinforcements are arriving. Pasha wants to take this. He's got the heal. That's going to bring the Troll low. Now Ame needs to back away. Where's the follow-up? Still that Primal Roar available, but nobody on VP low enough to continue this aggression. So a good job by Pasha of blunting the onslaught, and now VP going to settle down a little bit. LGD forced to back away. This is the time where their lineup starts to ramp up in the push department, Lumi, but don't have a point in that troll ult just yet. No battle trance, so perhaps not quite ready to go for it.
No, I think they definitely need a little bit more levels before they could actually group up for a concentrated push. I'm also worried moving forward in this mid game. I feel like 9 Pasha's Omni Knight is just going to be way too big. He got too much in that laning stage. Maybe walking into a gank squad, but looks like he's going to be okay.
3 heroes from LGD looking to dive. Still no ultimate on the Lich. We have often seen the Chain Trials come out. 2 heroes stunned by Ramses. Good connection to start. Now the heal to follow. Chasing the back. The Lina comes through. Clutches the kill. And now 11 in danger. Continues his retreat, but the onslaught is there. VP storming forward. The Roar has to be committed just to get back safely. And still the stun's going to take him. Solo isn't even needed for this kill. No one scores. Another Virtus.pro are on fire early.
Meanwhile, Night Stalker successfully TPs out from a gank up top. Yeah, they are winning pretty much every single lane, every single engagement. And LGD is a lineup that I think needs to get a little bit more done in the laning stage. I don't think you could just be like, okay, we're going to scale better in late game. LGD does not have that kind of lineup against Alina and a Sven.
It is, you know, to emphasize the point you were making before the action broke out earlier, like you pick Lich, you'd love to have a very passive laning stage. Just sit back, win through the war of attrition, through constant sacrifices, but they fought a lot early, and those were not favorable engagements. It was before the Lich got his level advantage, before the sacrifices kicked in, and then VP have been able to snowball it since. So I suppose a small silver lining for LGD is that VP has not been able to stack much. Still no ancient stack on either camp as of yet.
LGD smoked next to the shrine, spotted out by a well-placed observer ward by Virtus.pro.
Feeling the pressure to make something happen with this Necrophos. Did go for that early Veil. Obviously, armor will be essential against the Sven.
Yeah, LGD just gives up the gank. They kind of know that maybe they got spotted.
Even a Radiant scan coming in. It's not actually going to detect Victoria, but this might free up the push bottom anyway. With 11's army of boars stacking up, perhaps LGD will commit. Sneaking in from the side, Victoria gets down a key deep ward. So far, so good for VP, though. They have mostly thwarted these ganks now, letting the darkness fall and closing in on natural nighttime. They look to defend this tier 1. Still no towers claimed. LGD, their lineup was predicated on taking at least 1 tower by now.
Or at least doing a ton of damage to it, which they have on the bottom side. But I think LGD definitely not happy with how their early game going. I think critically speaking, look at Victoria's level. He's level 5. He's trying to smoke around with his team and set up kills, but without the Ghost Ship, I don't think they have enough damage to really kind of put people low enough for that Reaper Scythe. Maybe has really even given up ganking with the team. He says, look, I need to get level 12. I'm going to just farm up, and you guys worry about yourself.
Thing is, they're so reliant on the Reaper Scythe to complete kills, and you've got an Omni Knight to worry about with a level 3 repel. So the uptime is quite high, and very likely, while you might get the stun, you're unlikely to be able to dish out the damage needed for the kill.
Yeah, LD, I gave you that little look when they picked Necrophos into the Omni Knight. Generally, Omni Knight is seen as one of the better heroes to pick against the Necros.
Unless you crush the lanes really hard.
Which they didn't. So, you know, LGD is in a lot of trouble. Mid lane looks like the rotation is coming in. Are they going to make that dive? Or maybe?
Maybe trying to tank up now as he works his way back towards a hood. Still Lil eyeing his prey, but rather reinforced hide I'll have to chew through if he wants to get that kill. But while this is all going on, Pasha just getting some precious me time top. He takes the tower down uncontested. At this rate, we might just see like a straight Midas of Radiance coming out from Pasha. He's just getting all the farm in the world.
And there's no stopping him, at least not right now. Like, the only person that could really kill him is a dual gank of the Beastmaster Roar as well as the Reaper Scythe.
Oh yeah.
But
easy GPM talent. Why not with the start he's had?
So what do you think he's going to go for? He's got the Midas queued up. Yeah, he's going for a...
I definitely think you go Midas. When you're already this highly leveled, like, you don't...
So what about the next item, though? Like, okay, Greaves. Good choice.
They do know LGD's 5-man is really strong in the mid-game, right? Once you get the key items, like I imagine Necro's going to try to complete a pipe. Do see maybe queuing that up now. Beastmaster, we'll see. For now, appears to be a Solar Crest. But they're likely to go for that 5-man push. They're likely to try to take Roche. So you do want at least something item-wise from the Omni that lets you take fights. And I mean, Mech certainly fits the bill there. Actually, looks like he wants to change out for a 4-staff.
Okay.
But yeah, just something to help the team. Like, you can go back for something greedier later. But
sure. 4-staff seen as one of the best counter to Beastmaster Roar. You know, you spend a long cooldown ultimate for a single target hero. Boom, push him away, and you're fine.
Can LGD finally make a smoke work for them? It's tough to do it at night. They are going to try. One showing himself mid for now. Did opt for the Yule Scepter on the Lina. LGD move in. Arcane Rune here, maybe. Going to snag it. VP immediately looking to back away, and Victoria unable to get the initiation. So again, VP correctly anticipating these LGD movements. That's the third failed smoke for them. They have just had LGD's number all game long.
That was a very curious time to make that smoke. And Koda thought O11's gonna get initiated, and he's getting completely blown up. 5 VP heroes on the chase, Little flying forward, giving vision. But
pushing up the daisies now as VP starts to take this tower down. Tier 1 under siege. No frost armor on it even. And looks like that Lich is afraid to even get near the tower for the time being. So, in fact, the one hero who sticks around could be punished now. The Necrophos caught out. Good stun coming through from the Centaur. Lil with the micro skills, and now the Chain Frost committed, but the Omni's there to keep them alive.
Chain Frost?
TP's in. Still the Chain Frost like bouncing. Keeps on bouncing. Still no kills. They need more damage. They want Pasha. They will get him. Can they find more on the retreat? Solo, dangerously low. The hero plays from Meow to try and keep his team in this game, but Centaur Stomp is available 2 times in a row. Lil with the huge plays going for that early Helm of the Dominator build on the Night Stalker.
That was a very poor timing to do the LGD smoke gank, in my opinion, because they did it during nighttime. Like, Night Stalker sees you before you see them.
And they did it blind. Like, sometimes we'll see teams smoke at night, but they at least have a ward, or they have some sort of vision advantage to set up for an easy kill.
They had one deep into the jungle, into the Radiant jungle, but I don't think that one saw any hero at that time. But finally, LGD with a slight momentary lead after that fight will take at least a tier 1 tower. VP
probably not in position to trade just yet as Ame cracks open the Mask of Madness. Raw attack speed so far for him. Grab the Yasha as well. It's the least important tower for their strategy though, as they really are a lot about the Roshan, but the Troll, the Beastmaster, heroes that can use the Aegis quite well potentially, like the Necrophos, who offers a lot on a second life.
Ramses, by the way, finishing a 4-stack Ancients, being stacked up by that little Centaur. Nice Stalker's friend.
Already grabbed the Oblivion Staff, I believe Echo Saber coming out soon, but either way, LGD working on this tower now, quickly chewing it down. VP don't want to contest just yet. They are waiting for their next round of items. They want to take a fight where LGD aren't already set up at a tower, so they're going to retreat for the time being.
This last minute and a half for LGD has been really good. They desperately need that gold going to some of these key heroes. 11 finishing that Solar Crest allows him to tank quite a bit. I wonder if he's going to go for a Blink BKB or Blink build this game.
No one could be in danger here. The Yule
Roar
there, though, is available. Quick Yules, but the chain cross lobbed in from distance. Roar comes through.
Give him the Reaper.
Gotta love the commitment from Yao there, and they do score the long duration.
Look at his respawn time, 66 seconds.
Yeah, that's big, and that is the thing about this LGD draft is even from a deficit, they're just so strong in the mid game. But here comes Lil again, hunting Victoria. Oh, Victoria down once more. Lil continues to make plays around the map. 3-1-6 on the Night Stalker, and doing it solo now.
So I do want to ask your opinion about the Night Stalker Helm of the Dominator build. Not something that we see too often, but the Centaur has been pretty effective so far.
Quite instrumental. We'll talk about it in a moment, but for now, LGD getting run over in the mid lane. A rain of ice coming down as Solo continues to dish out the damage. Even through the Ghost Shroud, they'll slay Ame and maybe both cores down for the count. They didn't have the Beastmaster there. Of course, the Kunkka had only just respawned, and they didn't have the boat available. Costly mistake from LGD, underestimating VP's willingness to take the fight.
Yeah, there's no way that Troll Warlord could be in that kind of forward position without having a BKB. Look at how awkward it was as he got kind of pushed into the right side. If he had BKB there, maybe he could sit his ground and fight, but they just got melted.
Yeah, he queues it up now. He's definitely going to need it as this game moves along. But
he needs both BKB and Diffusal Blade to actually counteract against Guardian Angel. That will be a big threat against them as well. So just a ton of items that LGD need. Unfortunately, they are just too poor.
Yeah, they need a ton of items as the game moves along. And, you know, even if you get that BKB, Lina is a very hard hitter with right clicks, assuming she goes for the damage talent.
You have Warcry to back you up.
You have to spend right clicks, so. Other thing I think to keep in mind is they have multiple targets that you really want to roar. Like, those are the two big ones. Maybe you could even make an argument for the Omni Knight so he can't save his teammates. But LGD, they're not frazzled by this bad turn of events. They're still going to try to go for the roads. They've lost one already. Victoria down. Now Ame's in the pit, but he rushes out, wants to take the fight. Yao is the chain frost. He won't get it off, though. VP swarming to the point of attack. It's a Zerg rush from them. Locking out Ame, picking him off. Aegis instantly will be burnt and likely dies again. Stormbolt's cooled down, goes for the whirling axes, but surrounded and pounded. VP make it 3 plus an Aegis down. They are fearless here on the big stage.
Yeah, they gave away the Roshan, but you know they just took it right back very quickly and now invading into the enemy jungle. Do we have a second to talk about that Helm of the Dominator? Because Little has been microing out of his mind. Known as one of the best Visage players in the world. I guess this is Visage light as he's sending in the Centaur, stomping people and extending chain stuns, as well as allowing the Omni Knight to actually have a good healable target in the front line to do that big bomb damage.
It can also soak up, you know, a Chain Frost bounce and potentially just drag it away from your team. So
that Centaur also has stacked 4 Ancient Camps for his Sven, so.
Yeah, so you can basically do what you want to do at nighttime as a Night Stalker, and that's probably the biggest reason. Stay active, constantly pressure, while also still ensuring your economy is robust. So I think that's the most important aspect of it, and then the bonus is whatever it brings to you in an actual fight.
Sure. 10 attack speed. Also, actually is quite nice for Night Stalker. Does get in quite a bit of right click, especially when he is in a 1v1 situation for support in jungle or something like that.
Will still prowling about here as LGD starting to feel quite scared. It's a lineup that's meant to group up, take towers early, grab an Aegis, and use that to force objectives. But Lumi, they've gotten only 2 towers, and for their purposes, the least important 2, these 2 bottom tier 1s. It's not stopped VP from farming at all. VP's farming the northern half of the map without fear. LGD, if anything, the lineup that wants to be map controlling and playing from ahead is currently playing from a sizable disadvantage. 17-4, down 9k gold. How do they get back in this game?
Well, Reaper Scythe is a hell of a spell. You know, when the game goes longer, the respawn timer kind of adds more and more in terms of how effective it is. But I think they're getting closer and closer to a point where VP needs to go up the hill, dive a little bit too deep, and make a big mistake. For now, looks like the two teams will trade a tower. LGD does get the mid-tier one, but here comes the backstab.
They want to fight. They're bringing in 5. The tower's low, but in goes Ramsey's head full of steam. Gets up the stun. Ame on the run, and from the rear comes Solo with the zoning. Ultimate meet the frost as he brings down 3 with the help of his team. Now onto Somnus, and maybe no calls to be accepted by this Necrophos. He will drop as well, the lone survivor to tell the tale of sadness. The plow.
We're going to watch that one more time. You see in the front line, Sven just goes in, and on the back line, great rotation coming in, and they just cut off everybody. Crystal made an ultimate, and like you said, it was a zoning one, and there was nowhere to go for LGD. They don't get a single player, and now tier 3 is being sieged on.
This is what we all knew VP was capable of. This was the reason why we saw swagger and confidence from Virtus.pro at past events. Some have knocked them for being overly confident, even cocky at times. As mentioned at the summit, going for the, pick a different hero every game, never play a hero twice.
Hey, they won that
strategy. They ended up winning the tournament, and perhaps it made them a bit stronger. Now they come into TI and on the big stage, on the verge of finally taking a game off of one of these top Chinese dogs, as LGD find themselves on the ropes.
Yeah, so far I think LGD has not really shown up and played Dota just yet. They had resemblance of showing up and play Dota. They made some good moves, but ultimately, I think they didn't execute the Dota that they want to play. The draft to me is not the draft that they intended to show right now.
I mean, biggest thing, is it just that they didn't get enough mileage out of the Lich for you?
Not just as Lich, but a laning stage as a whole, right? Like, Lich is a big part of it, obviously, but I think Beastmaster is supposed to do more in this stage of the game. Maybe supposed to be getting a Reaper Scythe kill left and right. How many Reaper Scythe kill have we seen? 1, 2?
I think just the one.
I mean, they have 4 kills, so we could, count it up really quickly.
It's not more than 4.
Yeah. So, and of course, I've not felt the presence of this Troll Warlord. I mean, he's hit a tower a couple of times, he's gotten the Roche, but he's just not a big threat. He's gone for the Blink Dagger, which...
He still doesn't have the BKB, and the thing is,
right.
You mentioned he's not a big threat, like, he has to get a BKB. They have so many ways to deal with them otherwise. The blind from the Night Stalker with Crippling Fear, tons of slow chain stun galore with the Sven, the Lina, not to mention just the Omni Knight constantly nuking you down with the Purification. Like, he's not tanky enough to get away without a BKB, even if it's not a game-winning item.
Without a BKB, I don't think you kill anyone. Not even the Crystal Maiden. Like, Crystal Maiden could just Frostbite and run away.
Here they go. Moving in, the boat comes through, Ramsey's BKB, and now the fight. They're already around the shrine here. Do they commit forward? They want this Necrophos throwing in the Laguna, the Chain Frost to counter. The Torrent's there as well, but it Big Daddy Sven in the house, forcing Yo on his heels. He runs back into that red sword of doom. And it seems it's destiny for VP to take this game. One of the first times we've seen a team GG out on the main stage before losing a second lane of Rax. LGD just got whopped.
I think Virtus.pro did everything correct. They won that bottom lane. 9Posh got way too much in his lane. Of course, Alina got the ganks that she needed mid, so she won there as well.